Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I am going to walk you through the difference between Docker images and containers. Most engineers get this wrong, and that is a huge problem. Because if you do not understand the life cycle of an image versus the runtime environment of a container, you will constantly face configuration drift, security holes, and deployment failures that keep you up at night. Let us break down exactly what these are, how they interact, and why the distinction matters for your production workflows. Specifically, we will cover the fundamental architectural difference between images and containers, the life cycle of an image versus a container, how storage and state management work, production deployment scenarios, and common mistakes that lead to system crashes. These are the topics we are going to cover in this video, so do not skip ahead, watch all the way through to actually understand this properly. In this channel, we share practical IT tutorials every day. If you are interested in learning and want more content regularly, make sure to subscribe and join our WhatsApp channel using the link in the description. And please do hype the video. That really encourages me to upload more videos regularly. So why does this distinction matter? Many developers treat images as the application and containers as the running application. This is technically incomplete. An image is an immutable template, while a container is a mutable process environment. If you fail to separate the two, you will end up baking secrets into your images or losing data when containers restart. Right. That is exactly why this matters. So, what is a Docker image really? Think of a Docker image like a photograph of a fully configured system. It is a read-only, immutable file that contains the operating system, dependencies, and code. Once built, it never changes. If you need to update a library, you build a brand new image. It is the static baseline for your entire deployment pipeline. But what is a Docker container? Think of it as a living, breathing, mutable instance of that image. When you run a container, Docker adds a thin read-write layer on top of the image. This is where your logs, temporary files, and runtime modifications live. When the container dies, this writable layer disappears. And that is the key point. To understand the difference, look at this side by side. The image is immutable and stored in a registry, while the container is a mutable runtime process. They share the same underlying base, but one is a static blueprint and the other is a dynamic environment. When you run the build command, you are creating an immutable artifact. Notice we tag it with a version. This is critical for production traceability. When you list images, you are looking at the static templates available on your local system. This output confirms your image exists locally. The image ID is the fingerprint. If you change one line of code and rebuild, the image ID will change entirely because the image is immutable. Now look at this. We use the run command to instantiate the image. The container name is how you track this specific process. When you run the second command, you see the active process, ID, the status, and the ports mapped. This is the container in action. This output shows your container is running. Notice the container ID is different from the image ID. This is because the container is a separate entity that holds the process state. If you start 10 containers from one image, you will have 10 unique container IDEs. Let us talk numbers. First, images take up disk space and are static. Second, containers consume CPU and RAM while running. Third, images are shared across the team via registries. Fourth, containers are unique to the host where they run. And finally, images exist even when the application is stopped. These are the operational realities of your infrastructure. When should you rely on which? You use images for versioning and your CI/CD pipelines. You use images as the source of truth for all your production deployments. You use containers for running your application logic. You use containers for testing and ephemeral tasks. And you use containers for horizontal scaling your services. If you get these roles confused, you will struggle to scale. What are the common mistakes? First, storing data inside a container. It disappears on restart. Fix this by using Docker volumes. Second, baking secrets like passwords into images. Anyone can extract them. Fix this by using environment variables or a tool like Vault. Third, running containers as root by default. This is a security risk. Fix this by adding a non-root user in your Docker file. Finally, forgetting to tag your images. You will lose track of versions. Fix this by using consistent semantic versioning. Let me share a real-world scenario. An e-commerce platform experienced a catastrophic data loss when their container crashed. They had stored customer session files inside the container's writable layer, assuming it was permanent. They moved to using persistent Docker volumes, ensuring data survived even when the container was replaced during a deployment rollout. That is the difference between an amateur setup and a production-grade system. Let us recap. Images are static, read-only templates for your apps. Containers are dynamic, mutable runtime environments. Data must be stored in volumes, never inside container layers. Always version images to ensure production consistency. And finally, treat containers as disposable and images as permanent assets. If you follow these 5 rules, you will have a much more stable infrastructure. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and check out our other tutorials in the description. We release practical, no-fluff content every single day for professional engineers. Join our WhatsApp channel to keep up with the latest tech updates. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.